Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's lesson. We're learning about personal information as part of our vocational preparation unit. And so these past 2 weeks, we've gone over personal information as it relates to ourselves directly, items that include your full name, your address, your phone number, your email, your gender, right? And so today we're going to talk about family life. Family life is also an important aspect of personal information. So just to briefly review, what is personal info? Well, it's facts that are unique to you, facts about you that are unique to you. Like I mentioned earlier, it can include your full name, your phone number, your address, your student ID number is really important because you use that to log into your Chromebooks, as well as your email address. That's your username when you log in, right? So what is family life? Well, family life describes our lives at home, the people that we live with, and what their relationship to us is. For example, a lot of you probably live at home with your mom and your dad and your sibling, a brother or sister. Maybe you're an only child, so it's just you and your mom and dad. Maybe you have extended family members living with you, such as your aunt, uncle, cousins, which are the children of your aunt and uncle, your grandparents, and maybe some close family friends who are either staying with you or you guys are staying with them. Okay, and so that all encompasses aspects of family life. So I'm going to use myself as an example. Okay, back when Miss Morris was living at home, these are the people that I lived with, right? So over here, that's my father. This is my mother and my sister. Okay, those are the relatives that formed our nuclear family unit. That is who I lived with, and so that was the majority of my family life, was my mother, my father, and my sister. I also like to add that you can consider your pets part of your family life. Okay, so I have 2 dogs, Sergeant Peppers and Major Tom. Sergeant Peppers lives at home with my family. Major Tom lives here with me and my fiance. So pets are definitely a very important aspect of family life. I did not mean to not include them, but if you guys, want to include them in our discussions tomorrow, that would be fantastic. Okay, because again, pets are family too. So why is knowing how to describe family life important? Well, it's important because in cases of emergency, I need to be able to recall my parents' names and where we live. If you don't live with your parents, then maybe your aunt and uncle, your grandma and grandpa, or a guardian who takes care of you. It's also important so you can share with your friends and teachers important details about your life, right? Your home life is a major part of your life, especially right now since a lot of us are still sheltering in place because of COVID. So being able to describe who you live with and what your relationship is to them. Maybe you have a sibling that you just feel closer to because you have similar interests or they're just closer in age to you. Being able to share that with teachers and friends is really important as a way to connect. Okay, it's something that you share with them so that you can bond over your similarities, right? And then something else, and my picture is blocking this, it's so I can refer to my family members by their correct names, okay? So oftentimes, because we're young, it's considered disrespectful to call our direct relatives by their first name, right? You don't call your mom and dad by their direct names. For example, my mom and dad, my dad's name is John, my mom's name is Josie, but I wouldn't call them that. Like, hey, John, how's it going? Josie, did you pick up groceries? No, I'm going to call them by my family life term, which is mom instead of Josie and dad instead of John. Okay. I call my sister by her first name because we're siblings, so we're more equal than, say, my mom and my dad, who are older than me. So I want to call my elders by their relationship term to me. Okay. Same with your grandma and grandpa or an aunt and uncle. You don't want to call them by their first name. You want to refer to them based on your relationship to them. So you can call them grand, pop, pops. You wouldn't call them by their first names. For example, my grandparents' names are Carl and Janet. So I would call them grandpa and grandma, respectively. Okay. So that's just a few important reasons why we want to know family life and how to refer to our relatives. All right. So I have listed here an example of a family tree. It breaks down the relationships that you have with others in your family. Family, again, is people who are related to you by blood. And sometimes family is the people who just are really close with us, okay? It's not always blood, but it often is referred to by your blood relations to someone, okay? Because you are directly related to them. So for example, this is John's family tree. So John is right here, he's in the middle. And so if I look to either side of John, these are his siblings. It's his sister and his brother. His sister's name is Kate, his brother's name is Fred. Above are John's parents. John's father, whose name is Edward, and his mother, Diana. Like I said earlier, he probably wouldn't refer to them as Diana and Edward. He'd call them mom and dad. Now, on either side, the mom and dad are also children of people, right? Think about it. Your parents are the children of your grandparents. So, Edward has a sister whose name is Wendy. To John, that would be his aunt. And then Edward, John's father, his mom and dad would be his paternal or his dad's mom and dad. To John, that would be his grandmother, Edith, and his grandfather, Walter. Okay? Going over to Diana's side, we see that she had a sister. Her sister's name is Maud. So John would refer to her, like I said, aunt or auntie. She married someone named Harold, who is John's uncle and Diana's brother-in-law. Okay? They're related through marriage. And he also happens to have cousins on his mom's side. So they're his maternal cousins. It looks like one's named July and one is Jimmy. Okay, so he has two cousins, two aunts, one uncle through marriage, and he has two sets of grandparents. Diana, his mom's mom and dad, who are Ned and Dot. To John, they're his maternal grandfather and his maternal grandmother or grandma. Okay, so we're going to talk more in depth about this during our Zoom meeting tomorrow. I just wanted to give you guys a brief overview of some of the terminology and what it looks like when you break it down. Okay, what's their relationship to you? Who are they to you? This, again, is important to know in cases of emergency, so you can share similarities with other people, like your friends and your teachers. And also so you call your relatives by their correct name in terms of what the relationship to you is. Okay, it's considered respectful to call them by their relationship to you. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in class tomorrow. Take care.